Hello, hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Wednesdays with Woody, where we interrupt your regular Wednesday to bring you another hot mess of a show.
It's Wednesdays.
Oh my word, I cannot believe that it's March. I cannot believe that it's been many months. Many months since I recorded the last episode. Like, where's the time gone? And normally I would be wilding. I would be like, oh my gosh, time is flying past. Like, so much has happened. But you know what? No, we're not doing any of that. We are literally just gonna take it one day at a time, take it one moment at a time. I'm trying to promise that this year I will try to be as consistent as possible. Like, I don't even know what happened last year. All I know is I was taking a break. And before you know it, that break turned into like the whole entire year. And I'm so grateful for that because, I mean, I was a newlywed. So, yeah, I was just taking time to be in my relationship, to be in my marriage. And I think that was good for me. You know, not coming on here every week and telling you guys something or the other. I really did take the time to really just be with my partner, be in my relationship, be in the moment of that. And I really did enjoy it. While also trying to sort out the rest of my life. Did I sort anything out? I don't think so. Everything was really put on pause. But it was all good. It was all really worth it. And now we are here, 2025. New energy, new vibe, new goals. Like, new goals, new direction. I started this year with all cylinders ready to fire, ready to go. And I still think I still have that energy in many spaces in my life. There are some things that have slowed down, and I allowed them to slow down. I started a Substack, Love Woody. I've been enjoying writing like every week. When we're either talking about this or that, you guys can check it out. It is on Substack and it's called Love Woody. Subscribe if you can. Like, I need the subscribers. But I'm not actually doing it for any of you guys. I'm doing it for myself. I just, as always, and as what I try to do with this podcast, I always think to myself, like, okay, fine, cool. There's a world of noise happening around, but what is the thing that has been really central to me is that there's a lack of LGBTQIA plus education in the world, or LGBTQIA plus people speaking about their experiences, and that's what I try to do with my Substack. But I've been enjoying writing. I've been enjoying getting into that process, getting back into all of that. So that's one thing that I've been doing this year, aside from not recording this podcast. But we are back here. I've really missed being here and being able to record and being able to share my views and being able to, I don't know, find something that's trending and topical and just get into it. Which is what I think I'm trying to do this week. So let's get into it. I mean, over the last couple of months, I think a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening in the AI world. A lot has been happening in the LGBTQIA plus community across the world. As always, never a dull moment, never a dull day. As well as obviously Trump's presidency, his second term, like, there's been a lot. Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, like, it just keeps rolling. And, you know, there was a time when I've been thinking a lot about this, but there was a time when I think around was it the early stages of COVID-19, or was it when there was that big Black Lives Matter movement where it was just a lot of information coming at you and you almost were just like paralyzed by the amount of information that you were engaging with and viewing and reading, and it was just like tragic, and it felt like you were just doom scrolling from here till the dead hours of the night. This time around, I think we're all a little bit better. We're all a little bit more prepared. I think a lot of information is just coming our way, and I think there's more discernment around what to view, what not to view, when to find yourself traveling down a rabbit hole, and when just to say, pause, I think I've consumed enough. I get the story. I can keep it moving. But maybe that's just my experience. Maybe I've become more discerning. I mean, I definitely do engage with just about anything and everything, but like, I'm more skilled at just being like, oh, no. This is more trash. This is more trash that I do not need to be getting involved in. And maybe I can just find a quick, like 1 minute or 30-second like highlight of exactly what I need to know before moving on. But I suppose that's the nature of just being in the kind of reality or, kind of reality that we all find ourselves in currently. There just isn't enough time, and the more the world becomes more chaotic, the more you just want to, I don't know if you want to close your doors. I definitely don't want to close my doors. I want to open my doors. But I do find myself wanting to really protect the things that are sacred and important to me, and to really work on things that are important and that are going to do something for the consciousness of this planet, rather than, I don't know, giving energy to people who just are wasting my time, not doing much, and not really, I don't know, fighting the good fight, for lack of a better word. But I suppose each person has their own definition of what a good fight is. That's why we find ourselves in clashes the way we do. But it's also just because of a lack of respect, I think. Just even on a human basis, there's just none of that respect. Which brings us to this week's topic. I'm going to try my best to not go off on tangents because I'm very skilled at that. So in today's episode, we're jumping into a firestorm straight out of London. A woman's only gym called The Girl Spot just flipped the script on inclusivity, and it's got everyone talking. So I first came across this story while scrolling through TikTok. Yes, patiently kill me. I'm a millennial still trying to remain relevant in the world. So I found this story on TikTok, and I think it started around the 9th of March, where, oh my word, this fitness influencer called Natalee Barnett. She's been building this gym, the Girl Spot, since 2021. And the gym was really meant to be a safe space or safe haven for women. She raised around 22,000 euros on GoFundMe and had big names like Gymshark chipping in. And she was really promising for a space where women could lift, sweat, and heal from gym harassment. Now, back in 2021, she tweeted, and I'm quoting this, "Trans women are women and welcome at my gym. Keep your transphobia away." But fast forward to March 2025, and I think that she is just backtracking on all of that. She released a viral video, which I am unable to find right now, but when I had last checked, it was around 45 million views, and she was basically saying that, the space will now only be for biological women. Biological women were her words, and that the gym's mission has evolved, and that her focus will now be around sexual assault and violence women face in co-ed spaces, which is an experience that she's had and survived. Obviously she's going to be offering a number of classes in self-defense, Muay Thai, and workshops on PCOS and menstrual cycles. Yeah, and I think, not yeah, but the tricky part of all of this is that trans women face an insane rate of violence. I think it's like 45% of them experience serious assault in their lifetimes. 45%. And they're not being included in a space that's, I suppose, supposed to be for women. And in this case, as Natalee has said it herself, biological women. And it's kind of crazy. From a lot of the videos that I'd seen, the backlash is stemming from the fact that people have been saying that when she'd obviously initially come out with this idea, a lot of trans people donated to her GoFundMe, or at least not a lot, maybe just some trans people donated to her GoFundMe. And also some of the comments that were circling around in the social media sphere were that how is she going to be checking, or is she going to be checking private body parts at the door? And what about cis women who don't look women enough and are, I don't know, very masculine, I suppose? How exactly is she going to be making sure that only biological women enter and exist in her gym? She's consulted lawyers, she's consulted cis women, she's consulted trans women, and she really wants a space where cis women can feel secure, strong, and empowered. But trans women donated to this dream, and they really have the thought that they would find a space that they could also just claim as their own, where they could feel safe, they could feel protected. And a lot of people are demanding either a refund or they're asking to be taken off the waiting list. And some are even asking whether this is even legal. I don't know. It's just looking more and more like a logistical nightmare to me. How, for one, do you enforce a biological woman-only space without turning it into the gender police? I don't know. Is safety, or has safety become a zero-sum game? And don't get me wrong, I really do get it. No. I think I get some of it. I don't get the full picture. I'm not a woman. Obviously I go to a gym like any other person who's able to go to a gym and able to exist in such a space. Yeah, it can be kind of creepy sometimes when people are just looking at you, or I don't know, men are hitting on you in weird and fascinating ways, but we will not get into that. So I can understand the need to have a gym where women can feel secure, strong, and empowered. But I don't think trans women are a threat here, you know? Stats show that they're more likely to be victims than perps. So it's, I don't know. I don't know what to say to you, Natalee. And I don't even know how you're going to draw the line, or why you're drawing this line specifically. And it's a question I think that right now, at the moment of the recording of this, I do not have the answer to. You know, this whole saga reminds me of an episode during Pose where Blanca fights for her girls to have a safe space and doesn't want to compromise on any of that. And I really do think that the girls' spot could have been that. And now it's just a messy battleground. Yeah. Like I said, I really don't even know what the lesson is here in all of this. Safety matters. It definitely matters to anyone who has found themselves in a situation where they did not feel safe at all, in their experience, in their existence. But exclusion does not equal protection. Trans women aren't crashing cis spaces. They're trying to just live. And I think that we need more education on how trauma and identity overlap. Not less education. I mean, that just seems a bit wild. Specifically in this scenario. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. I really hope, I hope you've gotten something from this. Because as always, for me, it just felt like a mess. And I hope you enjoyed it. But I will see you guys, or you will hear from me at least next week. But as you journey on into the rest of this week, I am wishing you nothing but light, love, happiness, and whatever peace and joy you can find in this world. Please cultivate it. Take care of it. Do what you need to do to protect all that matters to you. Ciao.